one half of Sloan. How are you, gentlemen?
Very good, thank you. Nice to see you. Yes, very good.
George, nice to see you. Thanks for having us.
Of course, you ready for this whole thing, the whole world?
Yeah, well, we know a lot about the world, so let's get started.
The Britney Show.
What is that, Us Weekly or People?
This is
or
Atlantic Monthly.
I know, that's my joke.
I know, yes.
What is she doing in there?
That's the question.
I don't know. We'll ask Andrew. He reads it.
Does he really?
I should get him on.
He's always got Atlantic Monthly getting on the plane. Like, he's always got a stack of it.
I don't think he actually reads it, though. I think he's actually reading Mojo, and then he buys that to look like...
He puts it over top of it, kind of, yeah.
Like you use for Playboy?
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly. And he can't read, actually.
Andrew can't read? He's a drummer.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Hey, here's something I know about.
What do you know about it? When I show you this, what do you think? Do you think of how great Rod Stewart looks? Or like, what do you think about it?
You think about how poor Rod Stewart was so cool, and he's not that cool.
Never has an artist betrayed his talent so
Mick
diligently.
Jagger and Gene Simmons have done...
it is a race, yeah, it is a race.
They're doing a lot to destroy their legacies.
25 years since Thriller? Was
Yeah.
that an impacting album to you?
That was an album that I couldn't, I felt like I had and I liked, but I felt embarrassed that I liked because the school I went to, everybody was so cool. They're into like punk and the Specials and, you know, the early new wave and everything.
What school did you go to, man? Hipster high? Like
Basically, he went to the downtown private school while the rest of us were listening to
Thriller.
Hold Your Fire.
I never heard Rush until like I was 25.
You blew it.
Embarrassing.
This is something that I think is, I can't believe this is still here.
Is this still on the, I think they keep rerunning this.
It's a sort of a favorite around here. It's the Beacon Herald, which I thought it was bigger than that, Stratford from 2005. I think it's the last time I was on the cover of anything. But I just brought it in just to see, have you been reading, did you read this one?
Well, years ago.
Maybe you should, I don't know if we have time, can you read the article aloud?
Oh, that's okay.
No.
Stratford's first mega rock concert was a black.
Yeah.
It was a mega, wait a second, it says mostly bare naked ladies fans showing up for the finale on Sunday. Did you
Doesn't
know
matter
that?
what it says.
That's what it says.
Can you see that picture? Look at that girl. She's gorgeous.
Who's that girl?
Oh, that's not me. Oh, I thought that was you and I.
thought that was you too.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you feel the press has treated you over the years? Are you the kind of band that reads your own press?
Sure, yeah.
Aside from bringing it to the newsstand?
Well, we grew up
almost
fans.
too much.
You know, we're like, I would say, I almost feel like we're more still fans than musicians. Like, we grew up as fans and used to read whatever.
Or like Cream or Rolling Stone. Like, I fantasized when I was 15 about being interviewed. Like, imagine if I was interviewed by a rock magazine to talk about rock music. Like, dreamt about it, and then it came true. And then the Beacon Herald asked me, what kind of guitar do you use, Jay?
Or they're asking about the Dalai Lama, and you're like, I don't know.
R.E.M.
R.E.M.?
New record.
Jay's favorite band in the 80s, the Beatles and Stones, R.E.M. versus U2. I was U2, Jay was R.E.M.
Yeah?
Discuss what
I
has
loved
happened.
them at the time. Peter Buck was my idol, along with Johnny Marr, probably. We got to play with, about 2 years ago, we played with his other band, the -5. Have you heard of them before? It's like kind of like a side project. And they opened for us, like on the West Coast. And I was a huge R.E.M. fan growing up. And I got to meet Peter Buck, yeah.
But I met him first so that I could introduce him to him.
Right, yeah. So he's like, hey, Jay, this is Peter. And I was totally nervous, and I just told him how much I loved his records and what they meant to me when I was growing up and how influential. And he was like, hey, man, whatever. Thanks so much for letting us open for you. Blah. I'm like, are you insane? This is crazy. Anyways, that was a pretty exciting moment for me.
Hindsight being what it is, R.E.M. versus U2.
U2 wins.
In the long run, U2 wins, but for me, yeah.
You know, R.E.M. is a band that's been able to pull it off as they've gotten older. U2 pulls it off when they got older. I mean, you guys had your farewell tour 10 years ago, so are you surprised that you're still doing this?
No, because we were born fans that Jay had no backup plan, so he would have been in big trouble.
Yeah.
I could have done a million things. But no, luckily we're still doing it, and I don't see any point in us stopping for a long time, unless...
No, that's cool. We'll keep going.
Keep going.
Good to see you. Nice seeing you.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, man. Nice to see you.
We're going to buy these.